Well, it's a very good afternoon to you watching on from home along Rugby.com.au. Welcome to Viking Park down here in sunny Canberra. We're about to witness an embarrassment of Australian rugby riches. It is the Australian under-18s taking on the Australian Schoolboys here in an exhibition match that launches what's set to be an enticing series between Australia, New Zealand, Fiji, all happening right here on Australian shores. My name is Lockie Gray. It's a pleasure to have you on the call here on this wonderful Thursday, and we're just minutes away from kickoff. We're going to see around 50 of Australia's top talents taking the field. It's just going to be an exciting afternoon, and it's a pleasure once again to have your company. Kicking off the schools and the 18s. It's a rivalry for the ages, and it leads what's going to be an excellent couple of games coming up. The Schoolboys will head in to Monday and Thursday tackling the Fijian Schoolboys, while the under-18s prepare for a two-game series against the old enemy, New Zealand. That's right, they're coming across those games on Monday and Thursday next week. But right here, our focus is on an internal Australian game, and it's set to be an absolute cracker, but not just joy on the rugby field. It's also an important commemorative game, particularly for the Australian schools community, who is mourning the passing of brother Robert Wallace, known as Brother Bob, and he will be remembered for an extraordinary 50-year contribution to the Australian Schools Rugby Union. We'll be having a minute's silence on the field for Brother Bob. But first, it's time to run you through some of the teams. Here are the Australian under-18s who'll take the field. Kingsley Hughes, Isaac Rauluni and Levi Slater up front. Kasparovich and Ross in a formidable second row pairing. Justice Taumapiao, Hines Lamoto and Jarvisor in the back row. Chase Garros, watch out for him. He'll partner captain Finn Mackay in the halves. Trayvon Pritchard and Cyrus Bloomfield, a dangerous midfield pairing. Glassy, Brody Foulks and Nick the Quick Conway out the back, the star of Australia's under-20 World Cup campaign. He's going to hold it down back for the Australian under-18s. Taking a look now at their rivals, the Australian Schoolboys, a storied side, and they are stacked today with talent. George Tancred, Cyrus Suniula and Keegan Daly up front. Daniel Muir and James Finnegan holding it down in the middle. Thomas Haslam moves into the starting time and will be skipper. He partners Rylands and Oscar Cleary there. Jeremy Rath and Kirsten in the halves. Barr and Vay Kune, a dangerous centre pairing there. Brock Brito, he's done some damage in a Tars jersey. William Trostel, his partner from Trinity Grammar, is quick. And Angus Tajikakibau, the Brisbane State High speedster, is going to be offering plenty of flair in the 15 jersey. We're looking forward to these starting teams getting underway very shortly here at Viking Park. So not long now before we kick off for the Brother Bob Wallace Trophy. We mentioned him just before, Brother Robert Wallace. What a legacy he has left, and among his many highlights, he's credited as the man with introducing Trans-Tasman Schoolboy Rugby and championing the development of the schools competition across the Pacific, including especially with our Fijian and New Zealand neighbours. Brother Bob passed away peacefully at Concord Hospital on Monday at the age of 87. And what a legacy he leaves behind. A deserving trophy will be contested in his honour today. But ladies and gents, if you're just joining us, it is hard to overstate the talent that is going to be on display this afternoon here at Viking Park. 52 in total of Australia's best young talents in action. You've seen some of them already. An Australian under-20s jersey. You've seen some of them last year take on New Zealand in New Zealand and win their two-game series. I'm talking, of course, about the likes of Kingsley Hughes, who's signed with the Reds. Will Ross, who's already signed with the Reds. Ed Kasparovich, the son of Australian cricketer Michael. Some incredible names and incredible talents. You'll see some familiar surnames too. James Finnegan, son of Owen Finnegan. He's blazing his own trail, and he'll be lining up at second row for the Oz Schoolboys team. As our teams run out onto the field, right there in front of you, the Australian under-18s, led out by captain Finn Mackay. What a talent he is, out of South's Magpies and St Lawrence's in Brisbane. And there the Schoolboys following them out as well, clad in gold and green. So to clarify, ladies and gents, Australian under-18s are wearing the blue strip seen right there on screen in huddle, the Australian Schoolboys running out into the field. They are wearing the traditional gold and green. As we take a minute's silence here, Brother Bob Wallace.
Please ask everyone to stand for a moment of silence.
A special moment there for Brother Bob, whose trophy, as we mentioned before, will be contested today. But it's not just that. It's Australia's best putting their name forward to be Australia's future rugby stars. Some of them already are shining very brightly indeed, especially the man who's holding the pill right now and will get us underway, Finn Mackay. We spoke of him off the top. Cool, calm and collected in the Queensland Reds jersey already. At an under-19, under-16 level. He'll get us underway with that towering left boot. It's the under-18s running right to left on your screen in blue against the Australian Schoolboys, who clear from their own 22 early and will head to a set-piece challenge. And a nice settler there from the Schools. A couple of additional names to keep an eye out for in this game from the Australian under-18s. You can't go much further than Hines Lamoto, the Scots number 8. Keep an eye out for him. And here he goes straight off the top, charging into the teeth of the defences. Geros looks for his first pod, and they're making good meters earlier, the 18s. There's Geros, full of lightning feet and speed. He was the player of the final at the recent Australian Schools Juniors Championships as the 18s get away early. That's a lovely break there from Conway. But he's taken down, and they'll reset will the 18s. Quick speed of ruck. Really testing the Schools early, who shoot out of the line, and they've found a bit of space. Pritchard links up with his outside man. It's Levi Slater of Nudgee, and the ball's recycled again. Mackay looking for Lamoto, who rolls over the first one and rolls deeper into the 22. They are moving with pace and precision of the 18s. There's Kingsley, who's the big man. Scored a try, set up another in New Zealand, and Geros bobbles the ball, but he's hold on to it. Can he get an arm free? Yep. He does, but it's to Schools. And the ball is toned over, and Schools survive for now.
Use it.
A chance here to clear. It's scrappy, it's charged.
Nice advantage.
And somehow the Schools still in control, but they'll have advantage. It looks like a knock-on being called there. So another roll of the dice to exit their line. They'll go to the big men up front. There in the 8 jersey is Noah Rylands out of St. Augustine's. Hard-running 8th man he is. Back in the pocket. And the sharp clear there. Looks like Elijah Breen out of Brisbane Grammar, who's cleared that. Not the distance he would have liked, though, so the 18s now with a chance to attack inside the 22 after a frantic opening 2 minutes. The speed of play has been exceptional, and so too Kasparich soaring high. Lamoto again, he's had so many touches. He is the hottest property in school-age rugby at the moment. As the ball is shifted wider, Kasparich can't hold, but they will recycle quickly. A chance now for Conway, who gooses once, throws it out the back, but the flick can't find its target. It would have been a beauty, but this one finds the chalk instead. An early reprieve for Schools there. It was looking very dangerous down the left edge. Very quick recycle there. It was Justice Taumapeo who was able to recycle that ball back up the initial bobble from Kasparich. And they have so many weapons to the 18s.
Spoke pre-game of a gap, and then a metre. Mark's here, you're there. We're there, guys.
Conway just couldn't quite link up with Glassy there. And you want to see Glassy with ball in hand. The Tradition Brothers Fairfield boom runner is certainly something to watch, but this time it's Schools, and Muir takes it down. And a settling carry once more from Rylands, who's been busy with limited opportunities early for the Schools.
Thank you.
This time it's Noah Rassi out of King's Christian College, who clears from the ruck base. The Helensville Hog, they'll be very, very pleased, all the Helensville Gold Coast faithful, to see one of their own in the 9 jerseys for Australian Schools.
One. Listen to your player. Marks here, guys. Step off. Get it right, it'll be a free kick.
There we go. Referee laying down the law early for that line-out mark. As Raul Looney looks for a target, finds one in Ross, and the recycle is quick. Lamoto again, he can't get enough of the ball, but he's well handled by his opposite, and Cleary is all over that. Not rewarded this time. As Kasprovic carries again, it takes 2 to bring him down, and again Geros shapes right, goes left, finds Ross out of Padua. Signed a development deal with the Reds earlier this year. As Pritchard puts it on a dime for Glassy, but he's well handled there by Cameron Kirsten, the local boy out of Maris, Canberra. That's an excellent tackle, but Mackay spots a gap. Goes through a half break. He's taken down just outside the 22. As again the 18s recycle. Mackay bang off the right boot.
Obstruction.
But he's ducked behind a player. Well called, and Schoolboys escape again.
5 in front, 5 is around him.
Well, it has been relentless one-way traffic. If you've just joined us here, Australian 18s in blue, running right to left, have been hammering away inside the Schoolboys half, but they are holding on. Clears like that will help their cause as well. A lovely touch finder, and they'll get their first attacking opportunity, will the Australian Schoolboys, in their rival half.
That's you, yep.
You just see on the replay, Mackay just a little guilty there. Ducking behind a player, steps off both feet though. He will be one to watch, will the 18 skipper. As Suniula now throws into the line out. Goes high, it's well taken there by Finnegan. Another familiar surname. And the recycle now for Schoolboys with their first use of the footy in the attacking half. Now Rassi, now they break free. It's a nice little half break down the side. There's an opportunity there for Suniula, who rolls, who rumbles. Can he get there? He's well handled, but the dive is good, the try is good, and against the odds, it's Schoolboys with the first 5-pointer. One chance and one strike. They go bang, bang down the left edge. Quick thinking after the line-out opportunity, and the boys in gold have 5. What a start that is for the Schoolboys. A lovely little half break, and it's lovely, lovely hands from James Finnegan to find his hooker, Suniula, who rolls, who rumbles, and the recycle. Just the speed of play is top-notch there from Australian Schoolboys.
20 seconds now. Gents, how are we seeing space? What looking like?
Well, there you have it, the try scorer. He's the man who set it up down that left side, James Finnegan.
Okay.
Family unknown to
10.
rumble deep into the 22. Follows in his father's footsteps for the try and goal. Conversion attempt is unsuccessful, so we remain 5 points. The Australian Schools lead the Australian under-18s after all the early pressure from the boys in blue. It is Schools. Kicking off again is Mackay. Deep into the 22. It's got good shape and it just stays in, but it has been taken out. A huge error from the Schools there after that pressure relieving try. It's the 18s right back on the attack.
Step off.
Raulini goes quick again. It's Kasprovic who's been the main target, and is so again as the 18s set their rolling maul. They make good meters early, but they are pushing towards the sideline. They'll have to be careful as Raulini looks to control and then breaks away. He needs support. The Schools are over that very quickly, but not rewarded this time. And instead the 18s will play with advantage deep in the Schools 22. Plenty of space out to the left. They use their big man, it's Oos backing up behind. The ball bubbles free, it's gone forward, but they did have the advantage, so a chance now. Deep in the Schools 22. I doubt you'll see many shots at goal today. These are two teams hungry to prove themselves in front of
very quickly, okay? Your boys just had an
the
extra
Australian
step
selectors. And the 18s will go to their set piece. Kasparovic
No
again,
contest.
no contest, and they'll set that rolling maul. A good counter drive, and they've been rewarded.
back. You're in front of lift up, there's no access. Both players
Again,
in
a
front of
golden
lift up.
opportunity goes begging for the 18s,
6 and 5.
and
in front of
Schools
lift up, no
survive.
access.
You can hear it there on the referee mic. Obstruction
23.
call there, blocking access in the maul. And it's Schools with a chance to exit their red zone.
Fellas,
Back on that right boot, and it's a good touch
you have
line.
to
It'll
hit the
take them
front, okay?
just shy
They come and form in
of
front
the
of you,
10-metre
there's no
line.
access there. No.
And we've seen
It's a
that
no
with
access
very
ball.
limited possession, Australian Schools can strike from anywhere. 9 minutes gone now. Schoolboys lead 5 points to nil.
Closing the gap.
And a half arm again. We heard it from the referee earlier.
It's a free kick. Closing the gap.
Ball bubbles up, and a chance now for Talma Piao. The star, New South Wales and Australian back rower. Mackay releases early. Pritchard shakes to pass, somehow holds his feet. It's lovely hands and a chance for Conway. He's got Glassy, he's got to give it. And just the wrong call. Conway's got to give that early because his winger was open and free down the left.
Metre gap. You guys are stepping, there's no gap there. I spoke about closing the gap.
Have a look
You
at
go
this.
again.
It's Pritchard who shakes off his opposite. A good tackle attempt there from Trostel. But Conway just had to give. He did all the work, sucked in his last covering man. And Glassy left to bobble a late forward pass. Now, one for the purists. Here's what we've been waiting for. First scrum base of the afternoon here at Viking Park.
Bind. Set. Yeah. Fellas, let's both front rows, okay? We spoke about stability. Sure. Schoolboys. Gold. First, there's no stability there. Hit and hold, please. Marks here again.
There you have it, loud and clear from the man in the middle. Chasing a stable bases. Just a couple of words between the halfbacks. Jeremy Rath there feeding the Australian Schools.
Crowd.
Chase Garros.
Bind. Set. Wait, 9.
Just some issues
Stop,
up front
stop.
early here.
Same message. Stay up and stability, please. Marks there.
As we get to
Oh,
see
right.
some of
This side's
Australia's
good.
best
Fill us
young prop talents flex their muscle. Tancred, Pongi, and Suniula with a huge mission to clear their line from 5 metres out.
Bind. Set.
It's a big squeeze from the 18s, but they've gone down early. It's Ooze,
No.
who's been pinged early for dropping the knee. And again, pressure relieving penalty. How many times in this opening 12 minutes have we seen the 18s knocking at the door and Schools find a way? And they do so once more.
Wait, look where he is. Step
Clearing kick about 30
Okay.
downfield,
Middle's here, fellas.
so they're not out of trouble yet.
Over there. The middle's here.
But still that advantage after the early try to James Finnegan for Australian Schools against the run of play. 5 points to nil if you're just joining us here, live and exclusive on Rugby.com.au. And this one's pinched by Kasparovic. Garros will recycle quickly. A chance now for Jarvis Orr, the former judo champion, who gets the ball rolling for his side, and Lamoto cannot stop carrying.
Tackle now.
Fighting to get to the deck. Eventually he's released and Garros attacks to the right. Pritchard with the block. Mackay throws an ugly ball to Conway, but it bobbles out again.
Off your hand in the tackle. Yeah.
A bit of fortune there. That one's just come off a Schoolboy's hand.
Scrum the ball.
So another attacking platform here. The Australian under-18s, and you can see what they're trying to do. They want to up their pace. They want to use their fast backs. Pritchard, this was the pass that just when Australia could have unlocked something. Great pressure there in the 13 jersey from Denzel Vekune. Another local boy out of Darramalan College. Definitely on the Brumbies' radar here. As the 18s look to try and crack this gold wall. So many opportunities early.
Bind.
The schools have held on. How much longer?
Sept.
Just outside the 22, the 18s attack. Pritchard looking for his centre partner. Bloomfield carries into the teeth of the school's defence. And they recycle right once more, this time through Ross. They're bashing on the door of the 22. A block play from Taumapia. Pritchard looks to Orr, sweeping to Bloomfield. There's Conway Glassy for the first time in some real space. Can he get there? He can't. It's great covering defence again. Cameron Kirsten out of Maris, Canberra, is having a field day out back for schools.
6, fly tackle.
But there you have it, just a bit of ill discipline there. Cleary, the big rig out of Canawindra, a Kinross Wallaroi product. He's a back-to-back schoolboy, but that penalty is costly. And it helps them build that pressure once more. And now we're talking, say the purists. A tap move there from Kingsley Ooze, charging up. He's a hard man to bring down. Eventually it happens, but they're just 15 metres away from the chalk of the 18s and rumbling quickly. A chance to reload and recycle. There's Kastrovic. And another strong carry. They're building the phases. They're knocking on the door. Geros looking for a block. Mackay soft hands. Pritchard gets it away to Conway. Glassy looking for the corner. Glassy scores. 5-all, we're locked up here at Viking Park. And finally, the big left winger dots it down. Well, after 15 minutes of pressure, the 18s finally cracked that Schoolboys wall, and it's done with the slickest of hands. Look at that. Ross, Pritchard, Conway, all getting involved. Mackay with a decisive pass as well. And Glassy, you've seen, he's so strong through the hips, that first contact. One to watch out of Patrician Brothers Fairfield. He was playing 13 at the July Junior Schools Championships up on the Sunshine Coast. He is a dangerous runner, so hard to bring down. And he's too big on that occasion.
20 seconds.
So the 18 skipper, Finn Mackay, under a lot of pressure from the charge down. That is great pace and great hustle from the schools. And we're still locked up at 5-all. 16 minutes gone here in Canberra. It's the 18s and the Schoolboys in a deadlock. Well, aside from Finnegan's try, we have not seen play in this part of the field.
Inside.
For the opening exchanges, as Pritchard leans back onto the right boot and clears downfield. So schools will have a chance to attack.
Yep.
After a solid clear.
Okay, fellas, on the line there.
From the aspiring young Red, Trayvon Pritchard. His brother plays with the Brumbies, Caden. And Trayvon currently at Churchy, up in Brisbane. Plays centre, wing and fullback. A dangerous young player is Pritchard.
Let's go.
But he'll be defending here as the schools play short and fumble the bag early. Trying to be a little tricky there. It's Finnegan, the try scorer, looking to play short.
Mark's here.
But just a little error there.
I feel like just make sure you hold that set, okay?
And possession back in the hands of the 18s early.
Much better. That's the standard for the rest of the game. Mark's there.
Haven't yet had a chance to see the Australian Schoolboys backline let loose, but they are stacked with talent. Are the boys in gold. Josh Barr and Denzel Vekune. Really excited to see what they can do in that midfield. We know the pace of Brock Prideaux and the pace of Will Trostel. Both out of Trinity Grammar, both out of West Harbour. What can they offer? But they'll need to defend first. A solid scrum is played off the 8 and shaped there for Mackay, who plays out wide. Conway wants space. He finds his try-scoring winger Glassy, who storms over the top of Angus Tajikaki bow. And they roll further. Lamoja gets an arm free. Here's a chance for Bloomfield, but it's called back forward. Oh, what might have been again for the 18s. They are looking so dangerous. Look at this from Lamoto. Rolling right over the top, getting the arm free. But that pass rightly called forward.
Ross thought it was back there.
And the deadlock remains. There he is. He's full of energy as Cyrus Bloomfield. Oak Hill College, out of Dural. Was an under-16s Oz player last year. Featured in that huge win over New South Wales under-17, 43-5. He is a dangerous runner, is Cyrus Bloomfield.
Bind. Sept.
That's the second penalty there against Kingsley Oz. He's pleading with the man in the middle for dominance, but he's called for boring. And another chance here for the Schoolboys to clear their line and finally build a bit of attack. Been very stilted, limited opportunities for the side running left to right on your screens at home on Rugby.com.au. The Schoolboys play the short 5-man. Good speed off the top, but there's pressure on the back, and somehow Rath gets away from it, but he's under immense pressure. Messy exit. That's put down to big work there from Justice Samapiao. And the ball will be Australian under-18s.
Right, in set, please. Set numbers.
Raului plays quick to Ross. And Lamoto again. Another carry. He's been tireless as the big number 8. As Ross rolls around the corner. Another man signed to the Reds is Will Ross out of Padua.
Holding.
2 AIC championships with Padua up in that Brisbane competition. But now it's the School's chance to strike after the 18's clear. They lean back on the boot. Once again, it's Kirsten looking for some turf. It's bobbled, but Conway has his chance to exit. He'll run it instead. We know his speed. We saw it at the World Cup. Will he have a chance to do so? Not this time. As Garros looks for a pod and they play wide. Mackay wants a runner. Ooze throws the cut. He had hands to go through though.
5 offside.
Just not quite the right call there from the freewheeling loose head for 18s. Playing under advantage, so they'll have a chance to go upfield. But they did have numbers stacked down that left of the 18s. And that man, Lamoto, goodness, full of running he is. As the touch finder doesn't quite get there. So a chance to counter punch from Schools. What have they got up their sleeve? The attack straightens just inside their own 10. As Rath looks for a runner. Finds one out wide.
Step.
And a rare bit of possession now for the Schools. What can we see in phase play from the boys in gold? Recycled Rath. Looking wider. Starting to settle now, but they decide to clear. And Mackay's all over that. He'll lean back on that left boot with the banana. Not quite the angle he would have liked. And we'll settle in again. Well, there's your 2. Signed to the Reds. Both Ooze and Ross on development deals. And kept under Australia's National Youth Retention Scheme. Huge futures for those 2 and for all involved in this game. As they look to the back. It's cleaned up though this time by Raului, and he's a hard man to bring down, is Raului. Garros spinning wide, Mackay. Here's Pritchard trying to straighten the line, and he finds Bloomfield, and there's a bit of space down the right now. Can he link up? You bet he can. It's Nick the Quick, and Australian under-18s hit the lead. Well, all it takes is a bit of loose ball and a bit of counter. They've struggled to crack the Schoolboys through phase play, but on the counter, this Australian under-18 back line is lightning. Take a look at this. Just second phase off the turnover. Pritchard straightens the line. Bloomfield draws beautifully, and Conway, too much pace, gets rid of Vakune and dots down for the 18 second.
Yeah, absolutely.
One of the hottest young prospects in Australian rugby is Nick Conway. signed his 2-year development deal up in Queensland. He was the youngest player
20 seconds.
in Australia's under-20 World Championship squad. Scored 3 tries in 2 World Cup games, including a double against England. Certainly one to watch. As Mackay lines up off the left on his favoured side, it's holding up in the breeze. Doesn't quite get there. So it's a 5-point buffer here at Viking Park. It's the 18s, 10, leading the Australian Schoolboys 5. They're back underway through the boot of Tajikakibau, deep into the 22. They find Pritchard, who's happy to return serve. And peels off about 35 metres. Back upfield and a chance for Schoolboys. To now attack. Just still haven't been able to see that Schoolboys backline fire. Hoping for an opportunity off this set piece platform here at Viking Park. Suniula looks to the back. It's messy though, and once again a chance to counter for the 18s. They go wide again. Bloomfield carries himself this time, breaks the first tackle, and he's scorching away midfield. Conway, Glassy. Somehow it's still in play. Everyone stopped and thought for a forward pass, but play continues, and it's the 18s deep into the 22 now. Geros off the back of the ruck, looking to pull a few more metres. Lovely shape. And it's a Queensland combo. Ross finds Mackay. And a try brings another. Just like lightning off the back of that line-out error, the 18s scorch upfield. And Mackay scores under the sticks. Lovely shape there. It's good, silky hands from the big man out of Padua. And Finn Mackay, the South's Magpie, dots it down. Well, it caught everyone off guard, including this commentator. The break of Nick Conway going through the hands. Somehow it found its way back into 18's possession. Everyone thought it had gone forward, but you've got to play the whistle, and play the whistle do the 18s. 15 becomes 17, and it's a 12-point buffer here in Canberra. As Australia under 18, 17, lead the Schoolboys 5.
10 to go.
Well, if you heard that on the referee mic, 35-minute halves as per under 19s. So we have 10 minutes to go in this half as the restart soars from Tajikakibau. And Conway caught high early. A relieving penalty, and probably a score reflective of how this game's gone. It was crash and bash from the Schoolboys, just keeping the 18s out. Somehow they picked up that early lead through James Finnegan. Some lovely recycled play from a line out down the short side. Caught them off guard for the game's first try, but it has been one-way traffic since then. The 18s really flexing their muscle, particularly on the counter, where they have such dangerous backs as Kasprovic soars high again, and Lamoto off the back fence. He is such a hard man to bring down. Geros recycles Ross, who had the try assist just earlier. Somehow he's popped forward of that ruck, so it's messy at the back there for Geros, but the service is good. Bloomfield. Right, that was Tamapio as Mackay now looks for a runner. Ooze involved. Pritchard throws the cut, and a chance again for Lamoto down the wing, who gets an arm free. The ball's kicked ahead, but it just goes wide. And that one, another chance that goes begging for the 18s. Well, they are so full of running. You've got to give credit to the scramble of the Schoolboys to keep them out. Not out of the woods yet, though. Sunila throws. It's a good contest there. Rath cleans up. Talented halfback out of Barker is Jeremy Rath. Starting 9 for New South Wales under-16s super title last year. Plenty of crossover from those strong New South Wales sides. But the clearance is a little wobbly. And once again, a chance for the 18s to lay siege here at Viking Park. Kasprovic again the target as all plays off the back. Geros drawing runners. Pritchard wriggles out of the first and gets an arm free. All backing up for his second touch. They throw it wide. Conway's got the pace. And Glassy drops it cold with the line begging. Oh. That's a howler. A howler on the left sting. Conway probably had the gas to go himself, but he puts it on a dime for Glassy. And the try scorer can't bag a brace. Just about sums up a lot of the attack in the first half from the 18s. So much promise, and just the final acts, the final tweaks aren't right. Another big squeeze there from the 18s, but it comes out and a rare opportunity, a chance out wide for Vakune. But it's been stripped free, and Pritchard, how's he done that? Oh, it's spectacular from Trey. He has picked the pocket of the Schoolboys as Trayvon Pritchard. And the 18s go up 22-5. Get a load of this. Wrapped up by the midfielders, and Pritchard rips, bobbles, juggles, beats 4 on his way under the sticks. His brother's doing it in a Brumbies jersey, and it won't be long, I think, before we see Trayvon Pritchard on the big stage. That is a sublime piece of defensive rugby that gives his side 5, then 7. They couldn't find the chalk early, but when it rains, it pours, and the Schoolboys have raced out to a 19-point lead here at Viking Park. They lead 24-5 over the Schools. Off the back of Trayvon Pritchard's individual brilliance from close. Taji Kakibau, he just hasn't seen enough of the ball. He's only been doing restarts. As Lamoto leans into the gold wall again, and Geros, he's so dangerous as the halfback, and a chance to counter. Bumping defenders is the 9, and they've got to look to go wide. They have numbers, they have space, they have pace as Pritchard drops it on the left. He's looking for that 50-22, and he's put it on a dime. But he must have been just inside the half. It has been passed back in, been taken backwards, of course. And a clean finish to a dangerous raid sparked by Chase Geros. What a live wire halfback Geros is. Another unclean line out off the back, and the 18s with a chance to strike. Lamoto is rocked. You don't see that every day, but Cleary drops him out of Kinross Rolleroy. And a chance to counter from the Schools. Lovely feed out wide from Prideaux, who puts it further upfield. They're herring back there, the 18s. And a rare bit of pressure. I think you'll see Pritchard just dot this down. But that's excellent counter, and a bit of spark from the Schools, who've been rocked by 4 straight tries until Oscar Cleary out of Kinross Rolleroy rocks Lamoto with a hit from the ends of the earth. Look at the fight there from Prideaux as well. We missed the hit before, but that's wonderful feat to get around Bloomfield and clear. And he's taken his side 80 metres upfield. Chance to counter. Here we go. Off the back fence. Lovely bit of contact there from Cleary again. He's finding his feet. Is the Canowindra Python. Rath now. They swing back, and Taji Kakibau with a rare chance. We haven't seen enough of him, but he breaks the line. Dancing feet from the State High Junior. And that's scrappy from Orr. Very scrappy from Orr.
7 first knock on. Driving the ball. Off feet. Put him strong.
And finally, a chance for the Schoolboys to show a bit of footwork. Angus Taji Kakibau, if you've had any eyes on Brisbane's GPS School Championship and you watch the State High skipper, he can beat you in a phone box. Wonderful work there. to set Rylands free. All gives away the penalty, and a bit of prime real estate now for Australian Schoolboys, who have been under the pump since the 15th minute. What can we see from Schools? Midfield split, you've got Tajikaki Bale out back. Kirsten is the playmaker on the left. Very deep is Will Trotsdale. And they play off the back. It's drawn Rath. Looking for the white pill, but it's been picked off by Glassy. And has he got the toe to go all the way, the big man? He looks covered. The offload is money. And Bloomfield will stroll away for try number 5. They go 80. And the 18s are on fire. Glassy has picked the pocket of the Schoolboys. Have a look at this. They had the numbers too. Troster would have been away. It's a 14-point play there from Glassy. Really well covered there. Great scramble from Schools to get back onto him, but it's an excellent support line there from Cyrus Bloomfield, who gives it a spin and puts his side 24 points up with a kick to come. A very damaging runner, Cyrus Bloomfield. You keep an eye out as well. There's another Bloomfield. His cousin, Hassani, in the 18 jersey for the 18s today. There's Mackay's conversion attempt.
Guys, don't mix up. We've been told one thing about timing-wise. You guys have been told something else. Just, yeah, give us 2 minutes to confirm that, and we'll clear it time. Yeah.
Just a little chat about timings here. This might be to do with the length of the halves.
We've been told one thing regarding timings. Just been told another. Because the middle side is so that. Put your halves. Okay. Yeah. Flynn. Playing 40 and a halves. That clock's correct.
All right. There we go. We're back to 40s. Sure, a little bit of confusion there. Apologies to our audience watching live and exclusive on Rugby.com.au. It will be 40-minute halves in this All-Australian clash. It's the 18s, 31 leading Australian Schoolboys 5 as Pritchard lofts it up into the Canberra air. And we'll play off around the 10-metre line. Schoolboys attacking half at Viking Park. Well, that has been a flurry of tries. 5 straight for the 18s after the early opener from James Finnegan for Schools. Very much one-way traffic in the way of the 18s, who have been spoiling a lot of set piece, particularly at line-out time, and there's more pressure this time, but Schoolboys retain. And just when they start to get a bit of ball, it moves again. Disappointing moment there for a man who has been very busy both sides of the ball for the Schoolboys, Oscar Cleary. Just can't hold on to that one. Well, a nice crowd building here in Canberra, under the sun here at Viking Park, to catch Australia's next generation in action. Plenty of running, plenty of counter-attacking play so far. And we've got 3 minutes left in this opening half.
We're just finding a bind here, okay? We're pre-engaging this side. Guys, last thing I ask you guys for space. Okay, hazing from bind means a gap. So same thing. Get up here, please. Get the bind up. You guys are doing well here.
Keep an eye on this front row battle here, particularly from this side on your screens. It's the man in 18, Keegan Daly from Barker up against Kingsley Urs, and you'd have to say Daly's probably getting the better of the highly touted Queenslander at the moment, who's with 2 scrum penalties against so far. And a big squeeze. That's great pressure from both. What a battle that is as Lamoto plays off the back. Garros looking short to Conway. Not the distance he was after. Looked like he'd put it straight out on the full, but he does manage to chop it a little further upfield. And the stop-start continues. Suniula looks to feed again. Hits his man in Finnegan and a rare chance to throw it wide. That pass bobbles low, but it's well taken in the end from Vaikuno, and now a chance to go wider. Prideaux, who had the long run and clear before, is manhandled by his opposite. They've got to release him though. And Schools retained. Rath looking for a forward runner.
Yeah, advantage. Yep. Advantage, full ball slide.
They have chance to roll the dice now. There's the big number 1, George Tancred. Out of Sad Ignatius, ducks his head. And that one just goes a little wide. Suniula can't hold on to it. But another talent to watch, the Schoolboys hooker. Out of state high in Brisbane. Toured Fiji last year with the Australian schools. Very damaging when he gets his chance. He'll just have to wait a little longer. The Schoolboys with, you'd think, their last roll of the dice. Less than a minute to play in this first half here. Here's Cameron Kirsten. Looks for a bit of sideline. Been very calm and collected has Kirsten. Great defensive cover too for a smaller man on some very big under-18s runners. One of the highlights out of this Schoolboy opening half. The Schoolboys look to play back, but it's been pinched again. Kasprovic has been a menace at line-out time, and this one's brought back down by Raul Looney. Pressure at the ruck as Geros finds Taumapiau. Another strong rumbling run from the towering back rower. And they're starting to get a bit more of a roll on now, are the 18s. Will they just look to the sideline and finish up? We are officially in the red. Will they look to play? It's over and over. There's a herring chase there from Pritchard, but they're going to try and counter with the Schoolboys. It's a great break there. Industrious play from Kirsten again. But the pilfer is good, and the 18 spoil the party. It's a great counter there. And Kirsten just needed the support. But no one wants to kick this out. They want to keep the party going. Mackay shaves a little off the outside. Just 10 metres off the clear in the end. But the set-piece prowess of the Australian 18s, particularly Kasprovic and Ross, has been telling. Wide for Pritchard, who gooses once. He's a hard man to bring down, and again he gets the ball free. And sprinting up the middle is Jarvis Orr. A bundle of energy is Orr. As the 18s look to get their roll on again, searching for a 6th try before half-time. What a hammer blow that would be as Mackay finds Ross again. Plenty of pressure over the ball from Suniula. In fact, he's taken it away. That's a wonderful pilfer from the state high rake. And Tajikakibau bends it upfield. Will he find the sideline? This time he does. And it's not half-time. We've been fooled again.
Let's go.
0 seconds.
They have. This will be last play. It's non-straight. And the endless half continues. One last roll for Schoolboys as they play quick from Rath. Cleary charging hard as he has done so all half, but he's well met this time by Lamoto. More than a bit of venom in that hit back. Bobbling backwards as the 18 swarm, but the Schoolboys are looking for a seam and they might find one out on the right. This time it's Daly again, carrying hard. Not many numbers on this side now, and limited opportunities too for Josh Barr, who eventually finds the turf. As Daly goes again. Searching for a chink in the armour here. Thrown backwards is Kirsten, manhandled. And they're going backwards at the moment of the Schoolboys. And there you have it. Half-time here at Viking Park. It's the Australian under-18s 31, leading the Australian Schoolboys 5. Under the Canberra sun. We'll be back with highlights shortly. Welcome back to the live coverage here on Rugby.com.au of this Australian derby. It's the Australian under-18s 31 leading the Australian Schoolboys 5 here at Canberra's Viking Park, and what a half it has been so far. 6 tries, it's been freewheeling. The first try coming against the run of play to the Schoolboys was a lovely break there from Jeremy Rath. and then set wide, a break down the sideline from Suniula, who rolls and rumbles, somehow finds James Finnegan, who has the presence of mind to pick and go from short range. After absorbing so much pressure, it was the Schoolboys with an unlikely 5-0 lead, but since then, it's been one-way traffic. Here's the first try from the 18s. Just a bit of width introduced from Mackay and Pritchard. Conway putting on a platter for Glassy, who dots that one down to open the 18s account. And this from a bit of counter-attack was magic. Pritchard again straightening the line for Bloomfield. And once you put Nick Conway in space, no one's catching him. Shakes off the desperate cover and dots down for try number 2. This was a little bit of magic spark from Chase Geros. Found a seam in the Schoolboys' defence and the recycle was excellent. Or popping it away, and the shape there from Will Ross to Finn Mackay, that Queensland connection, put the Australian under-18 skipper over untouched. Big right foot step, but this was a moment of magic. And Trayvon Pritchard, watch the number 12 in blue, somehow strips, rips, pops and goes. No one could believe their eyes, and then he breaks 4 on his way under the sticks. Just all-round brilliance there from the Churchy sensation. And this one, a heartbreaker for Schoolboys against the run of play. Glassy with all the pace and strength in the world. Great cover there from Cameron Kirsten, but Cyrus Bloomfield running that support line. A 14-point play in the end, shutting off what would have been a certain Schoolboys try. Instead, it's the 18s going over and the little Sally. So there you have it. There's the tail of the tape from the opening half here at Viking Park. It is 5 tries to 1. Pritchard, Bloomfield, Conway, Glassy and Mackay. Mackay with 3 off the tee, and James Finnegan with the opening try. No extras added there from Cameron Kirsten. So expect to see a fair bit of change in the second half. Empty the bench, a few new faces. Looking forward to the likes of seeing some of Australia's top talents entering the field of play and strutting their stuff in front of Australian selectors. As we mentioned off the top, if you missed it, these are heading into 2 2-game series. Both the Australian under-18s and the Australian Schoolboys have big challenges ahead next week. The Schoolboys with a 2-game series against Fiji schools. That'll be played on Monday and Thursday. So too will the fixtures between the Australian under-18s and the New Zealand secondary schools. Really looking forward to both those fixtures and rounds, especially the Trans-Tasman clash, coming off last year's success over the ditch where Australia went unbeaten in 2 games, beat a New Zealand Barbarians team, thumped them, put 50 on them as a matter of fact, and then produced a 38-31 win over the Kiwis in New Zealand. It's going to be a spicy affair. So if you're around Canberra this week and next week, make sure you head down for some of these excellent fixtures. Head to Rugby.com.au for all the latest there. And thank you again for your company here on Rugby.com.au. We'll be back with the second half shortly. Ladies and gents, thanks for sticking with us here on Rugby.com.au. It's the live stream of this Australian derby. It is the Schoolboys trailing the Australian under-18s. 5 tries to 1 in the opening half. And Schoolboys with a mountain to climb here in Canberra. They trail 31 points to 5. After scoring the opener, it has been one ray traffic the way of those in blue. So keep your eyes peeled. A few fresh faces will be out on the paddock as we watch Australia's next generation in action, kicked off by Angus Tajikaki-Bow. And a new face already on for the Australian under-18s, barrelling forward there. Cleared off the back of the ruck and flying high. The chase is hard and hot and heavy, but somehow the arm comes free. It's well done in cleaning that up for Schoolboys. And you'll sense a lot of fresh enthusiasm and plenty of fresh legs out there. That was an excellent chase from Rory O'Connor, the rangy back out of Joey's. But this time it's Schoolboys in charge. Wrestling forward, you can see Taylor Rosati, the Waratahs prodigy, trying to wrestle that one free. But he'll be facing up against a handy opposite and an Elijah Breen who's come to the field. And splitting the gap straight away is Prideaux. We saw what he can do with a little bit of room. He'd love some more later on as the new halfback, Kobe Nawanrazi, comes to the field for the Schoolboys. Bit of shape now is thrown, but the pressure is hot. Hot pressure from the 18s. And Gavin Wilson Tyres can't clean that one up. So already a bit of enterprise from Schoolboys, but cleaned up out there. Keep an eye on him. The big number 3 out of Schoolboys. Definitely one to watch. He's the tight head prop. He's out of Downlands, hails from Gladstone. And he's got a huge battle coming up on that far side against the mountain. That is Tito Hamala out of Nudgee. Part of the Brothers Brethren up in Brisbane. It's going to be a wonderful battle on that far side. As the new face feeds into that scrum, it's Angus Grover, one of Riverview's finest, who's immediately playing wide off the back. Mackay plays back short, hitting O'Connor, who's been busy since coming to the field. Another man in, that's R.C. Medritz. And another strong carry. So many fresh faces. Isaac Fanua out of Kings, the Blacktown Scorpions junior, getting the 18s up to the 22. In 29 is Dylan Simons out of Newington. Somehow the ball's been bobbled back. And Taj Smith carrying now. They're deep into the 22. Mackay looking for a runner. Finds one there in Hamala. Wouldn't he love a meat pie, the big fella? And Rosati throws the dummy. Well tackled there, well handled by Vekune, but they are relentless and they are finding space and they are over the chalk. TJ Talaleva making his presence felt just 3 minutes after halftime. Oh, it was just relentless pressure, but the big left foot step from TJ Talaleva. What a huge prospect he is, hailing from the Hunter. Strong ties with Newcastle. He's currently playing out of Barker. Is their reigning Players Player and Player of the Year. One to watch, TJ Talaleva. The Wildfires family will love to see that one.
Yeah, so we'll get that improvement there. That'll be better than before.
His older brother Phil playing first grade up in there in the Shoot Shield with the Wildfires. And a lot of hype around what TJ Talaleva can do on a rugby field. 33 points the margin now as Australia under-18s pick up where they left off from half-time. Their 6th try. And they are well in control of this Australian derby. So Tajikaki-Bow to get us underway again. Just shy of the 22, and Mackay says, let's get rid of this one. Back on the left, looking for a spare bit of grass. And the Schools will clear. A handy nudge, but a net gain there for the 18s. as we see a few new faces now look to stamp their authority at set piece time. It's Oliver Smith, North's Pirate Junior, playing out of King's School. He'll throw this one in for the 18s, and it's well taken there. A chance immediately and a dodge around the ref, but plenty of hustle from Dylan Simmons. Lots to like about Simmons out of Newington. And lots to like too about the new man who's been so busy. Talai Lever fighting his way up. But just pinged on the entry. It's Will Ross being pinged for not entering that ruck correctly. And all that momentum lost on an attacking ruck entry. Well, these fresh legs for the 18s are adding some serious oomph. Look at the way they shook clear. TJ Talai-Lever, who was that clear. Rather not 5, it was 19 indeed who was pinged. Isaac Fanua, who also had a good carry early, but this one's been stripped away, and Fanua unlocks the back line. Mackay wants to go wide early. It's been bobbled at the back by Glassy, but he'll straighten the attack, and he has such a dangerous fend too. There's Glassy, but a chance to reset. And Smith jammed in the tackle. The ball bobbles backwards, but they're happy to chance their arm. Mackay, Rosati with the dancing feet. Was so good last year for Australian under-16s, was Taylor Rosati. This Taj Smith pinged, but another penalty again for incorrect ruck entry. This time it's on the try scorer, Talai Lever. And just lacking a bit of precision here are the 18s. Full of enthusiasm, full of vigour. Well, that's 2 penalties on the attacking ruck. Just slowing things up a little. Well, the throw is Australian. Grover wants to go quick. All linking in the back line now. And a chance to attack a huge fend. Unlocks Glassy down the far side, but he's well handled that time by Vakune. Can the Schoolboys hold them out? It's going to be tough. The 18s are knocking and they're driving. There must just be inches out. Grover looks for a runner, and that is clean as a whistle. Another try for the 18s. It's simple as that. And they extend their lead even further. It's a good strong carry here from Simmons again to get them on the front foot. You thought he got them there himself, but instead it's Isaac Fanua. Grover picks him out on a dime. Daniel Muir can't do anything about that one. And Fanua, out of Kings, rumbles over the chalk. He's got a rowing background. There's Isaac Fanua, credits that to his success in rugby. And those kinds of tries will get a big cheer back at the Blacktown Scorpions clubhouse. As Mackay adds 2. And the margin is looking rather imposing now. 45-5. Australia under-18s tightening their grip on a big lead and a big win.
Thank you.
Flying high off the restart. That's wonderful work from the Schoolboys, but they need a halfback. Eventually he gets there, Noah Rassi. And a rare opportunity to attack for the Schoolboys as Breen looks for a wider option. Those are good feet coming in midfield. And now the runners are starting to line up. That's Pongi, the vice captain of the Schoolboys, carrying strongly. Vakune's been busy. And they'll play with house money here. It's good contact in the midfield, yields a few more metres. Here's Breen, bouncing off the right foot, throws the speculator out the back.
advantage.
But they'll come back for an offside call and a chance perhaps to plug a corner.
25 offside. Captain, John. Scrum. Scrum call. Fellas, I didn't hear from the captains all. Yeah.
There you go. Perhaps not unexpected to go for the scrum. There has been so much line-out pressure from the under-18s.
Staying up for the whole contest.
And the scrum's been pretty balanced so far, so will we finally see a bit more of this stacked schoolboy backline in space? There's Pretto flirting on that blind side. Breen, we're in the 10 jersey, the playmaker out of Brisbane Grammar. As Pretto sweeps around the back. What have the green and gold got to offer here as Rylands breaks off the back? In the 4 jersey, rumbling forward is Daniel Muir. And now we're seeing some quick recycle from the Schoolboys. What have they got down the short side? That one doesn't hold. Rosati wants to kick it ahead. And play will somehow stay the way of the Schoolboys. Backwards is the call, but they have lost 10 metres. So Muir goes again. He's been full of energy. As Nawarasi goes digging. Breen with a clever kick downfield. Good touch finder. And looks to put pressure on the 18s back deep in their 22.
Let's go, Blue. Set numbers.
Smith looking for his target, finds one in the recent try scorer, Isaac Fanua. And Simmons again, who's been so industrious since coming onto the field. Captain New South Wales 1 of the Australian Schools and Junior Championship, Simmons. But now a chance for Schoolboys to strut their stuff. Breen wants to find some space to the left. None forthcoming though. And that blue wall just keeps pressing forward. Nalamrazi wants quick pill. Wants Breen down the short side. What can they do? Preto leaves his opposite for dead. He's done a number on Rory O'Connor there, but the Joey's man backs up quickly and takes him down. A good wide pill there. To find Rylands, who has never given up in this game. Back play. Good hands from the Schoolboys. Just bobbles, but potentially... No. They'll come back for the advantage. You thought they might be able to scramble their way to the wing.
18 offside. 18 offside.
You can see what they're trying to do, though. Rylands and company punching up the middle, and they just want to try and unlock their speedsters. Nice soft hands there from Wilson Tyres. But again, they'll have to go back to the line out, and it has not quite clicked for the men in gold. Adrian de Klerk now onto the field as well in the hooking role for Australian Schoolboys out of Sunshine Coast Grammar.
Feel good? Okay, good to go.
Klerk hits his target, and the Schoolboys hit the maul. That's got great pace early and great formation, but just a little obstruction. Didn't quite click.
Ball is transferred to the back and you guys move forward. It's action offside. They have not engaged till about 5 minutes afterwards. No. Not till you guys have moved about a metre and a half. It's just action offside. Scrum.
There you have it, accidental offside. The 18 just holding back off on that maul. And they'll get the scrum on their own defensive 10-metre line. And I dare say we'll see them running out of this one. They've been full of running for the under-18s.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
As Grover feeds the scrum, which holds nicely for 18s under pressure from the gold jerseys, and looks short side. Grover with the grubber. An ugly bounce, a very ugly bounce. Look to catch Breen out. Just a little bit of ill discipline there. Looks like they've picked up Talai, rather they've picked up O'Connor for offside, and they come a long way back from the kick. And after all that, we're almost back in the same position.
That's good scrum. Yeah, keep it up. Standing close, spot on.
If you've just joined us, almost an entirely new look team that the Australian 18s have rolled out. 29 players named. And with limited minutes, looking to make their mark on an important game. Both the 18s and the schools with 2-game series coming up. 18s against New Zealand, schools against Fiji. Wanting to impress selectors and showcase their best work. The pass is messy, but it's very well handled there from Rowan Nickel out of Sunshine Coast Grammar. Good heavy contact in midfield from Schoolboys. They're picking up the pace. They're finding some running. And so is Wilson Tyres. Chance for Breen to look wide. Kirsten, who was so impressive out back in the opening half. But his teammates go straight off their feet. And errors starting to creep into the game from both sides. As we tick towards the hour mark here. Australian under-18s well in control at 45-5. But every minute out here is precious for future opportunities in a gold jersey. Taj Smith takes that one all off the back. He's been busy all day, and again, Dylan Simmons. So impressive since coming on in the second half. And a chance for the 18s to strike. That's a lovely break there from Archie Mesritz at a Nudgee College. So much hype around him, and so too about this Joey's towering powerhouse. But Rory O'Connor couldn't control it. An absolute unit on the far wing for the 18s. You can see what Grover's trying to do. They want to put him one-on-one. But somehow keeps himself in play. Taji Kakiba thought he'd got him over the chalk. But it's the 18s who'll have this one. As Fanua flies high, Grover looking for a one-runner in Simmons again. He's picked up where Lemoto left off. Oliver Smith with the feet. And Orr again in the thick of the action is the tireless fetcher. Here's Hassani Bloomfield. Can he match his cousin in scoring a try? Taj Smith again, who's been busy in the blue helmet. As Grover looking for more runners. There's Talai. They're getting a hit of steam, and Grover sells the dummy and slides over. Clean as a whistle from Angus Grover. If you tuned into last year's Australian 18s tour of New Zealand, you'll know how good he is. Starred in that win over New Zealand schools. He is one to watch. This is a Riverview product. He'll take over goal kicking duties as well. Brings up 50 for his side after selling a bit of candy.
20 seconds. Ten seconds.
Can't have the extras, can Grover. But they have raised the bat here at Viking Park. The Australian under-18s 50 lead the Australian Schoolboys 5
Yep.
as we tick towards that hour mark. 20 minutes left remaining. Expect to see a few more changes out there as Australia's next generation look to impress. That's lovely there from Taj Smith. Good recycle and an offload. The 18s will launch an attack for inside their own half again. Talaliva, hasn't he been busy since coming onto the paddock? Now a bit of shape. That's King throwing that wide ball, or looking for a rider on, and Simmons out wide. He's hustling, he's bustling, he takes on 3 and eventually recycles under heavy pressure from Lane Edmonds. The Ipswich grammar fetcher gets the better of his rival that time. Under pressure, a crucial steal. Oh, look at this charge from Simmons. He's been so good, but I think he could have gave it there. Rory O'Connor, unmarked outside him.
17 subs.
But the big fella decided to carry. And it's a lovely steal there from Lane Edmonds out of Ippy Grammar. Has he been ID'd as the future leader by the Reds? He skipped the under-15s back in 2023, did Lane Edmonds. A classic 7. As it looks like Noah Ryland's coming from the field there for the Schoolboys. A huge shift from him. And the line out clicks this time for Schoolboys after a good fight at the front. Here's Wilson Tyres. No one's falling for that step, but he breaks off a couple more metres. And footwork too there from Thomas Haslam. Brutal defence from the 18s, who are continuing to make ground without the ball. Muir, one of the Schoolboys' best forwards up front. He's been working hard, so too is Cleary. And Breen wants to play short, but the defence is firm. And they're holding them around that 10-metre line. How much more running do the Schoolboys have in them? Haslam again out of Knox Grammar, leading this Schoolboy side against the odds. Trostel, limited opportunities in that far wing. A third carry in the passage for Haslam, looking to inspire his side, but they're not going forward.
Right. Use it.
And they take to the air. A dangerous man to kick to. There's Jared King. Shimmies past the first one and gets him up towards halfway.
Advantage, not rolling 4.
Well, they'll play with a loaded deck for this passage. As Grover wants to play wide, and they'll get there. There's Bloomfield, who's back on the field. They'll play inside. Oh, it's sublime from the under-18s. And just like that, Alfie Bowman's over. Lovely support lines. They had 3 or 4 that could have scored that one. After ripping it wide, Bloomfield split the defence. Left Taji Kakibau all ends up. And unselfish from Artsy Mesritz, a playmaker out of Nudgee College, finds his Brisbane rival from Churchie, Alfie Bowman, running a clutch line under the sticks. And it looks like Bowman will convert his own try as well. And stretch that lead even further. Cyrus Bloomfield setting up tries, scoring tries. He's been very busy in the midfield for the Australian under-18s. His fingerprints are all over that one at Rugby Park. Green to get us back underway. King under immense pressure there from Trostel, who's come off second best.
Taken back. Holding front.
And Bowman looking for a bit of turf. That one's been, oh, it hasn't been kept in. And everything's going the way of the 18s. Cameron Kirsten trying to keep that one in play. And just the errors piling up against Schoolboys here at Viking Park.
Well there. Thank you.
Another new face on there for the 18s. Oscar Donovan out of BBC in jersey 27. Moves into the loose head prop role. And again, Simmons. And the shape now from the 18s is undeniable. There's plenty of pace for Chase Garros. And he gets it down again. The tries are piling up for the Australian under-18s. And it's the explosive halfback out of St. Augustine's, Chase Garros, finishing off a lovely passage. King's fingerprints all over him to unlock. A desperate dive from James Finnegan to try and push him out. But Chase Garros too good on that occasion. And this margin ticking around at almost a point a minute here. As Archie Mesrich looks to extend the lead. Mesrich drags that one across the face. And anyone who's been watching Nudgee College over the past few years knows about this young playmaker. Supremely talented. Playing a key role and a particularly strong couple of years for the blue and white up in Brisbane. His player resumes a short kickoff. Well handled there again by under-18's first scorer, Glassy. Shooting up out of the line there is Rowan Nickel trying to spark the defence of the Schoolboys, but the 18s are relentless. Glassy again. As they set some shape and set some block play, and they've broken through again. Soaring, hurdling, go the under-18s up to the 10-metre line. As Bowman starts getting into the thick of things. Finds Rosati. Runners in the midfield, but a great jamming tackle there from Wilson Tyres. So Bowman goes back the other way. Looking for runners. There's Mesrich dancing. Looking for a seam. Smith knows one way, and that's forward. But the pace is starting to pick up. Rosati slides through the gap. Has he got the toe to go around? Of course he does. Sublime from Rosati. And the 18s drive further ahead here at Viking Park. He spots a seam and slices through. There's this talented young Waratah. Look at that. Leaves them for dead up the midfield and has the toe to beat Breen and Prideaux. Diving finish. Easy as you like from Taylor and Rosati. There's around 10 minutes remaining here in Canberra. But Mesrich can't hit this one. So the score remains 67-5. And it has just been relentless from the Australian under-18s. If you're just joining us, you might not have believed that Schoolboys had the first and had the lead after 15.
Inside.
But it has been one-way traffic ever since. As you see, Jared King clear for the 18s. They have been racing along at a point a minute. They led 31-5 at half-time. and they've kicked on even harder since Oranges. Schoolboys just need something to break this run of tries. Something to take into their 2-game series against Fiji coming up next week, Monday and Thursday. Wynn took that one, and it's play on as Breen shapes some midfield, finally some shape. They play at their back. Kirsten wants the seam, and he breaks through. Prideaux cleaning up, and the quick recycle there from Cleary. But so much pressure. And a call goes away of Schoolboys. Looked like they were being swamped there, but pinged at ruck time of the 18s. And they'll look to the line. They've steered clear of the line out from penalties so far, just because of that pressure that the 18s have been able to put on. But a rare entry with ball in hand to the 18s 22.
Fellas, got 2 balls. Mark's there. Yep.
It's de Klerk. Throws over the top, but it's been batted back the way as Schoolboys, so they have possession. And Nickel, who's kept himself busy since being on field, but an error there from Nalan Razi. Coach killers. Looked like he's caught a stray boot at the back of that ruck. Oh, and it was his own player too. Nothing you can do there.
9.
You just wonder where Schoolboys will get their opportunity to strike in these final 8 minutes or so.
Crouch. Bind. Set. Fellas, go on down there.
Straight down is the call, so who will get their opportunity to shine in these final few minutes? You can see Rosati, Glassy has moved into the centres. King outside him.
Yeah, agree. Yeah. Hey, your feet are too far back. You need to have your feet underneath you. Okay. Send him match up on.
Plenty of strike weapons on field for the 18s.
Crouch.
Stacking the far side of the field, but it does leave a lot of opportunity
Set.
for Rory O'Connor. They play open, Rosati carries, met in a hefty tackle there from Nickel. In the second phase play, there's Mesritz shaking his way forward. Bowman digs in, finds a runner. Tamapia back on field. And Rosati in the pocket launches into the Canberra sky. Well cleaned up at the back there from Kirsten. Finds Breen. Breen onto the left. And a settling touch finder doesn't quite get there, so Glassy will play back into King. And King wants to rip wide. Pressure coming in, but lovely feet there. And a chance to attack on the opposite wing. Drops onto the toe. Who's going to win this race? Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful from Garros. And he picks up his second of the afternoon. Wonderful counter-attacking rugby from the Australian 18s. And the halfback playing out on the wing picks up a brace. All sparked by Archie Mesritz. Look at the feet to get around, and Garros puts it on the toe, backs his pace. Looks like it could have been a bobble over the line, but referee's Johnny on the spot. He's controlled it. He's allowed to place. And a fine finish to bring up 70. He is a 2-time Australian Schools and Juniors champion with New South Wales' Chase Garros. And you can see why with a skill set like that across the back line. All the pace in the world, backs himself to get there from the kick. And it looks like Taylor Rosati. The lineup From the far side, what can he offer off the tee? Looks like he's got a little underneath it, but it's dropped over the post. Didn't sound like the cleanest connection, but my goodness, has it done the job. Taylor Rosati adds a wide conversion and keeps the 18s at a point a minute against the Schoolboys.
Right, inside.
Well, messy restart from both sides there. An ugly clear after an ugly kickoff. And we'll see the Schoolboys with 5 minutes to play, hoping to try and crack this blue wall. As you see, Ryland's come back to the field for the Australian Schoolboys. He's run hard all afternoon, and a break finally for Oscar Cleary. It's been hard going for the Schoolboys, but they have not given up. And they'll keep trying to chance their arm, but they need a halfback first. It's messy. Eventually it's cleaned up. There's one ruck pulls onto a second, but he's completely isolated there. Great clear in the end from Lane Edmonds to get his side out of trouble. But Schoolboys still have a long way to go. They're playing around halfway. And they look wide. Prito, that's gone over his head. And it just isn't clicking for the Schoolboys here at Viking Park.
Set numbers, Blue.
Smith hits the front. A high flying for Nua. But the bobble is strange enough, and somehow it's come back the way of the 18s. So they'll look to attack this blind side. Here's Hassani Bloomfield carrying strongly.
Still good. No man, he's lost forward.
As these last few minutes trickle out, a heavy, heavy win it will be to the 18s. As you see this replay, just bobbled a little bit. And a good pilfer in the end from Rylands back on the field.
Much better than that second reset there. Yeah, feet stay up.
But it is as comprehensive as it gets in the nation's capital.
9. 22. Inside 50. Inside 50.
3 minutes to play.
Crouch.
69 the buffer.
Blind. Set.
As Bowman feeds into the teeth of this scrum. Good pushback from Schools, but they'll play off the back through Simmons. A chance again for Rosati. Here's King. Can't hold his feet that time. Under plenty of pressure. But it's well held from Taumopiao. Will be pinged, and the tackle off the ball. So again, it's Dylan Simmons. He's added a lot with ball in hand, but is pinged that time for a hit off the ball. Breen off the left. Clears downfield. It's a good touch finder as we enter the final 2 minutes. And the Australian Schoolboys look to finish how they started, with the 5 points at Viking Park. What can we see here? The 5-man set. De Klerk to feed. They play short. It's lovely. And now a chance for De Klerk down the short side. What's the big man got? He rolls up to the 5. It's great.
Step Blue, step Blue.
And the pass off the back is not. Oh, what enterprising play from Schoolboys. And it just comes up short. Sharp hands there from James Finnegan to feed it back to De Klerk.
I was going to be over in the 15.
Props there to the tackle of Geros. With the heavyweight hooker barreling down his channel. Geros has shown he's got it both sides of the ball.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Simmons goes off the back from his own 5 metres and breaks the line. Off he goes. He's gone 30. Plenty of meterage as Bowman recycles midfield. And they will chance their arm one last time. Rosati at the back to King. King looks for a support run and decides he'll tuck and go himself as Bowman round the corner. Here's Bloomfield. Throws out the big mitt, shakes off the first one. They will not die wondering. As Taj Smith out the back. Smith. Bowman straightens again for Rosati. Who can land the final blow in this one? It's played at the back. King. Full of pace. And now a chance out wide for Talaliva, who unleashes Geros. Feeds inside. And it's a Hollywood finish for Brodie Folks. Out of St. Ignatius Riverview, he's got lightning feet. We just haven't had the chance to see it, but he will put the cherry on top of the comprehensive under-18s cake here. Take a look at this. From 60 metres out, King straightens the line. Talaliva draws 2 in. It's a lovely pass, and Geros feeds back inside. The unselfish pass for Brodie Folks to ice it. Champagne rugby from the Australian under-18s here in this Aussie derby against the Schoolboys. As Rosati takes the margin ever higher. 81-5. The Australian 18s rule supreme at Viking Park, and they will take home the Brother Bob Cup in emphatic fashion. Full time, 81-5. Oh, what a performance that was from the Australian 18s. Comprehensive. They put on 50 unanswered points after half time. And the Schoolboys, well, they did their best. They got the first try and they never gave up. But plenty of work before they face Fijian Schools next week. So too, work needs to be done for the Australian 18s. They have a 2-game series coming up against New Zealand, but plenty of highlights to pick out of this one, particularly in the second half. What a start it was too. Talaliva off the left foot. Just got into the game. I think he'd been on the field for 3 minutes and he storms over the chalk. It was marvellous stuff. The pressure again, relentless. You thought that Simmons had gone over himself here. Instead, it was backing up for Isaac Vanua, who storms over the chalk. And the tries just kept coming for the Australian 18s. Grover found Talaliva in a bit of space, and then he said, no, I'll just do it myself. Threw the dummy, left his opposite for dead. That was 3 tries in a flash for the 18s, but this one was special. Cyrus Bloomfield holds it up nicely, feeds back inside. The 1-2 from Mesritz to Bowman was lovely halfback support line stuff. And there they went again. Glassy shook the first one out the back from Mesritz. King with the presence of mind to unlock the flying Geros down the far wing. That'll be the first of his 2 second-half tries. And Rosati did it all himself on this one. Taylor and Rosati just put it on his back and said, I'll go all the way, thank you very much. Slides past 3, had the toe to get there. And they kept coming. This one was special too. Machi Mesritz found a bit of space for Geros, who puts it on the toe, backs himself from 40 out, and manages to bobble over the line at the death. What a finish that was. This one's from 60. This is one to save as well. Look at TJ Talaliva holding it up beautifully for his halfback, and the feed back inside to Brodie Folks was absolute money. That was the final try of this one. A final act of a high-scoring affair. Rice smiles, plenty of mates, plenty of teammates, schoolmates between these two. And a wonderful finish to an enthralling game of running rugby here. 81-5. There it was. Chase Garros with 2. Multiple try scorers in the end, as you'd expect from a 13-try haul. 8 conversions, just the one from Finnegan. The opening try of the game, as it were. And ultimately, a comprehensive win to the Australian under-18s here at Viking Park. It's been a pleasure to have you live and exclusive here on Rugby.com.au. We hope that you stick around for next week's series. The Australian 18s against New Zealand and the Australian Schoolboys against Fiji. Thanks for your company. We'll see you next time.